Alexander Scriabin was an innovative late Romantic era composer who added his own personal touch to the traditional sonata form. He was very methodical in his thematic development, so I hope these Scriabin theory videos will help reveal some of the method to his madness. Before getting into Scriabin's sonata form, let's briefly go over traditional sonata form. Sonata form consists of three large sections: an exposition that introduces two contrasting themes, followed by a development section that embellishes upon both themes, and a recap of the exposition. Theme 1 and Theme 2 have different key centers in the exposition, but they stay in the tonic key center in the recap. Also, there's usually transition sections between Theme 1 and Theme 2, and there's usually a coda section at the end of the piece. Scriabin maintains most of these conventions, but he pushes the boundaries in some ways by adding some of his own elements. He uses sonata form for his piano sonatas and many of his large orchestral works. In Scriabin's sonata form, themes 1 and 2 have a yin and yang relationship, with the first theme being the assertive yang theme, and theme 2 being a quieter lyrical yin theme. Throughout Scriabin's music, he often uses a two-note rhythmic figure for powerful theme 1 motifs. The figure is two fast notes played in succession with an accent on either note, ta-ta. Theme 1 is a section of the sonata that usually presents a multitude of motifs, many of which are rhythmic or in some way engender an assertive, powerful character. Theme 2 is usually a single lyrical motif. Though it's a single phrase, it's sometimes divided in half for each chunk to be embellished upon separately in the development section. Its character is much softer and quieter than Theme 1. These melodies from Theme 2 can be some of the prettiest singable parts of Scriabin's music. Sometimes Scriabin adds extra motifs outside of Theme 1 and 2. We can think of his use of motifs as a hierarchy, where prominent themes are presented more often and less important themes are played less frequently. At the top of the hierarchy is what I call the primary motif. Scriabin often adds this primary motif section at the very beginning before Theme 1. It plays a central role of importance throughout the sonata, undergoing perpetual variations, and is often brought to a climax. Themes 1 and 2 lie just below the primary motif in importance, and there are often lesser themes that are only used occasionally in the sonata. Certain less prominent motifs even appear in other sonatas throughout his career, the most obvious example being the flight motif. Some of Scriabin's most ambitious pieces evade some of the generalities presented here. These pieces add several extra sections, yet we can still tell they're generally based on sonata form in the way they have a clear exposition, development, and recap large-scale sections. The Poem of Ecstasy is the only sonata to begin with a soft yin theme followed by the infamous powerful trumpet theme, and Sonata 8 reverses themes 2 and 1 during the recap. To sum it up, Scriabin's sonata form begins with a primary motif, followed by a strong Theme 1 and a lyrical Theme 2. All the motifs are then freely mixed together in the development section, which is followed by a recap of the exposition, ending with a coda. There's a lot more to be said about Scriabin's sonatas, such as the narratives behind them, key centers, and climaxes, but I'll leave those topics for future videos. In the meantime, you can listen to Scriabin's sonatas with highlighted themes on my YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, and let me know what sort of content you'd like to see me cover in the future.